Slap an RS badge on a car and it traditionally represents sporty handling and boosted power. However, in the case of Honda's new HR-V RS model, it stands more for design features than outright performance. The Honda HR-V range has been updated with the new RS model taking the place of the VTI-L to sit under the range-topping VTI-LX in the new lineup. Now, given the RS tag, buyers might reasonably assume that the HR-V RS follows the same configuration as the Civic RS and include a 1.5 litre turbo petrol engine under the bonnet. But with the HR-V, the RS gets the same 1.8 litre naturally aspirated engine as the rest of the range. Paired with a continuously variable automatic transmission, the drive is more attuned to the city environment than the open road. Uphill overtaking does take some prior planning as there's little mid-range grunt available. At least it's pretty nippy on the flat. For an SUV, it's quite agile too. The power steering has been retuned and the suspension has been fettled, resulting in more direct steering and slightly flatter cornering. Bear in mind, however, this is in comparison with the rest of the HR-V range. It's not exactly a dynamic powerhouse. And while the CVT does get these paddle shifters, you really need to use them as it does sound pretty laboured on hard acceleration. Now, I have found the HR-V has a pretty sharp ride. There's not very much damping, and I think you wouldn't notice that quite so much in the city, but out in the countryside, it's quite a hard ride. So what do you get in the HR-V RS that helps it stand out from the rest of the range? As you'd expect in an SUV, there's lots of practicality too, and loads of room for 4 adults. While at the rear, there's plenty of accommodation for all their luggage too. And if there's just 2 of you along for the ride, boot space can be maximised thanks to the HR-V's folding rear seats. And when it comes to safety tech, the HR-V is reasonably well appointed. There's low-speed autonomous emergency braking across the range, as well as reverse cameras. All models, with the exception of the base HR-V, have parking sensors. However, the RS does miss out on lane departure warning and high beam assist, which is only available on the range-topping model. On the infotainment front, there's satellite navigation and a touchscreen system which is pretty easy to use. But the HR-V is now one of the few cars on sale to not offer Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And for some buyers, that might be a deal breaker. And it's the same if you want a more sporty feel behind the wheel. A vehicle like the all-wheel drive Hyundai Kona offers the option of a much more sprightly 1.6 litre turbo engine and dual-clutch transmission. It's a more enjoyable drive for a similar price point. But if you like the style and practicality that this HR-V has to offer, then it's probably worth a look.